on today's episode of Single Mom. Let's talk about dating. Dating as a single mom is some weird ass shit. It's almost too much stress to even be worth it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know about everybody else, but I've been single now for over 5 years, and I just started dating about close to 2 years ago. And I don't know, I just have all these boxes that have to be checked, and it doesn't seem like I can find anybody that checks all these boxes. And these aren't outlandish boxes. They're pretty basic things.
Isn't it amazing how you have all of these modern day single mothers who are strong and independent, and for some reason they just cannot find a man, right? They come to the table and they say, listen, here are all of my demands. A man has to be this tall, he has to make this much money, he has to look after my kids. And then they sit there and they wonder why they are still single for years on end. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we have a hilarious one for you here today. We have a series of single mothers brought to us by the Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the video description, guys. Actually, the pinned comment, so make sure you check him out. But this is a bunch of videos actually, of single mothers who are trying to date as a single parent. Now, if you guys are not new here, my opinion on this is that modern women who have a kid should not be dating in the first place. But of course, what do? They all go out here looking for a provider, looking for a man to step up and take care of them and their kid. And of course, it goes horribly wrong. So let's take a listen. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Dating in your 30s is so weird. Because it's always, what do you do for fun? I don't know. I really don't. I work, I take care of my kids, I go home. I don't know. What is fun?
Now, the problem with this is I only have certain days that I can see someone. There might even be a week or two that goes by where I just cannot see you. And in the early stages of dating, that is very hard and detrimental to your dating life because
I'll tell you what's detrimental to your dating life as a single mother. What is detrimental is having a kid to a different man and then trying to go and get another relationship. I don't think that these single mothers should be dating at all, guys. If they want to be dating, they should be receiving no government handouts. They should be receiving no money from the man that they were previously with, because despite the fact that all of these women claim that they are strong and independent, how many of them are still sitting there receiving money from the government or receiving money from men that they are no longer with? Like, let's be honest about this, guys. It is straight up stealing. You might not be the ex-boyfriend or the ex-husband of any of these women, but if you're a taxpayer, if you're someone who works, you pay for this crap. This is where your money goes. Your money goes to entitled women like this, and they always say, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So many of them, let's cut the nonsense, are not working, or they're working a completely crap job, on purpose, mind you. A lot of them are just mooching off of the government and mooching off of men. And if you're a regular working woman, right, they're mooching off of you too. Hell, if you're a working man, they're mooching off of you as well. Hilarious stuff. But no, what's detrimental to your relationships, madam, is having a kid and trying to continue dating with a kid.
that is very hard and detrimental to your dating life, because if you can't keep a conversation going through text messages or phone calls, FaceTimes, whatever, I'm going to get bored.
Oh, so you're the one getting bored. So the men have to make up the difference, and they have to text you for weeks at a time without seeing you. Guys, please understand, you don't have to listen to me. You can just sit there and you can say, well, Taylor's just an animated vampire on the internet. Why should I trust him? And fair enough, right? Let me just say this. If you're a dude and you're choosing to willingly go out there dating, number one, good luck to you, my brother. But number two, if you're out there dating and some woman says that she can't see you for multiple weeks at a time, she's just not that interested. I'm sorry, I don't care. All of these single mothers damn well make time. They make time to see you. Every girl will be like, yeah, I'm just super busy. I've got this on, I've got that on. Right, message received. I'm not talking to you anymore. Complete waste of time. And this is one of the lies that men are sold, is that you should just sit there like a good little puppy and just wait for her to be free, and you have to entertain her for weeks at a time, or she's going to get bored of you. Ma'am, you're the one with the kids. You're not in a position to make demands.
As a single mom, our standards about fucking triple prior to. I already had high standards, and then now you bring my daughter into the thing, and like no one's good enough, right? On top.
You're telling me that this woman had high standards, but she's a single mother? Sorry to pause this so soon, guys, right? But there's just so much bullcrap that's spewing out already. So she had really high standards. She had a kid, and now her standards are even higher. Wow, that sounds like a great, fantastic deal for men, doesn't it?
Type of standards, time. As a single mom, we have little to no me time. So if I'm going to invest the small amount of me time I have into someone else and you fucking waste it, done.
So I want to talk about something that's been really, really annoying me lately. It's about men, but single mom version.
Anyone who uses the word icks should not be taken seriously. It's so funny, right? They sit here and they go on and on about icks, but if we're going to use their definition of an ick, which is incredibly stupid, they actually become the ick, if anything, here. If you want to sit here and you want to say, what turns me off is this, 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 and this, guess what? That turns everybody else off who listens to you. So many of these women, they have a stupid amount of options, and they're like, man, why is it that I just can't get the man that I really want, right? Why is it that I can't get Chad to commit to me? And let's just say she's not a single mother. This is one of the reasons why men don't commit to you, is because you're an absolute pain in the backside. I don't have any other way to say it, but this is why so many women, they get to 30 and they get to 40 and they start crying about not being able to secure the man that they want, is because the looks got them attention. It never got them a relationship, right? But when the looks fade, they actually have completely nothing to offer. They've never developed a personality in the meantime, so you don't even have that to carry you. You've got absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, a lot of guys out here, right, they're working hard, they're stacking money, they're going to the gym. They get to 30, they get to 35, and things look a little bit differently for the men. Not all men, obviously, right? Some dudes don't want to put in the work, they don't want to go to the gym, whatever. A lot of guys, when they hit 30, when they hit 30 to 35, they're looking at a lot different of a situation than these women are.
This is going to be It's About Men, but single mom version. So something that's been getting under my skin is men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. So as a single mom, a single working mom, I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. The time that I do have free, I just want to relax. So one, I get it. I'm single. Yes. Do I want to date? Sure. If I meet the right person, right? But if you invite me out for dinner or drinks, especially during the weeknight, come on, I have things to do. I'm sure.
This woman is unironically driving while she's making this video, by the way. How arrogant is this video? Yes, look, I know I'm single. I'm such a hot commodity, right? But if you ask me out to dinner, you've got to understand that I have very little time. I'm just so valuable. Look at me. Videos like this are absolutely disgusting, man. I don't know how these women... You know what I think? I think a lot of guys don't date these women at all. They just have their fun, excuse me. Actually, I don't think this. I know this because you have so many of these women complaining about crap. Why won't men take me out on a date? Why don't men approach me anymore? Why don't men do this? Why don't they do that? And then you go to their TikTok feed and you find a grown woman in her 30s, in her 40s with children, and she has a TikTok account. Number one, that's a hell of a problem. Right, so many of these women, they claim that they're like business moguls. They don't use TikTok for business. So they've got some like struggling little business, sure, that makes absolutely no money just to say that they have a business. But they're on TikTok making these videos. And of course men don't want to date you. Why would they?
You have things to do the next day. I have a child to take care of. I can't just go out late at night just whenever, right? So you have to take that into consideration. So if you're really going to invite me out, one, make it worth my time. And what do I mean by make it worth my time? Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different.
Do this. Here's all the things that I require. Right? I need you to take me out. Don't just take me out for a dinner date, fellas. You have to be creative. Let's do an activity together or blah, blah, blah. Absolutely crazy that men are the ones, like this woman is in a completely terrible position. She insists that men have to do things, make it worth her time, and they have to jump through all of these hoops and make the activities that are good for her and all of this nonsense. And guys, let's cut to the end of the story. Let's cut to the end of the movie here. If you're attractive, again, you don't have to do any of this crap. I'm so sick of... It would be one thing if you had a woman who's never been with a man before. The problem is these women have been with so many dudes, and they're trying to convince future men that you have to jump through all of these hoops. But the previous guys that they were with, they didn't have to do anything, man. Like all of this crap of you have to make it worth my time and you have to do this and you have to do that. If Chad comes knocking, if he messages this woman, he will turn up. She will find a way to throw her kid in daycare, guys. She will find a way to make spare time, to get time off of work. There's always that one guy who, as soon as they message the woman, he will drop absolutely everything, right? So, like, why should any future man put in all of this effort for you?
Something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company. You see how things work, if we're compatible. I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So
she's making an effort, guys, with her presence. But you have to plan everything. Hell, you probably have to pay for everything. You have to endure this crap also. She's blessing you with her presence.
don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date.
On today's episode of
Before we continue into this next video here, this is an argument that I see a lot, is that the woman's not going to see you, right, because she has a kid, and you have to pay her money so that she can hire a babysitter so that she can come and see you. These women, let me just say this again. I said this at the start of the episode. They shouldn't even be dating in the first place. So not only do we have a stupidly long list of demands, right? And also we have all of the invisible demands. So let's not forget that the man has to be making X amount of money. He has to be attractive to her. So there's going to be a height requirement. The older these women get as well, the more they like dudes who hit the gym kind of thing. So you have to bring a lot of crap to the table. And her thing is like, well, if you want to spend time with me, you have to work around my schedule. You have to choose an activity I like. You have to tick my boxes. And hell, if you want to bend my schedule a little bit, you also have to pay for my kid to be babysat. Look after your kid, madam. You shouldn't even be out here dating. This stuff is absolutely disgusting. Let's line up the next clip here, guys, because this is the one that we played in the intro, and this is just absolutely terrible. So, of course, we've got another woman here, and they're all in their car. No wonder these women have so many crashes. YouTube, don't ban me, right? Is because they spend all of their time recording themselves on their phone in their car. I don't think I've ever recorded myself in my car at all. Maybe I've answered the phone call through the speakers or something like this. These women literally sit here and they record full-blown conversations with themselves, nobody else. It's just astounding to me. All right, I'm going to shut up. Let's jump into this clip and take a listen.
in today's episode of Single Mom, let's talk about dating. Dating as a single mom is some weird ass shit.
The reason it's weird, again, let me just interject here, madam. The reason why dating is weird, they always say, oh, it's so weird, or it's strange, or it's uncomfortable. The reason why it's uncomfortable is because you have a kid. Like, can we just talk about this for a second? You have a child to another man, okay? And it's just amazing to me that these women still think that they're as valuable and that they get the right to complain about their dating situation. This is like me, guys, chopping off my leg and then complaining that walking is a bit weird. You know what I'm saying? Of course it's weird.
It's almost too much stress to even be worth it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know about everybody else, but I've been single now for over 5 years, and I just started dating about close to 2 years ago.
This is an absolute, I'm sorry, but this is a train wreck, guys. Anytime a woman tells you 5 years, like this woman wants you to believe, let's do the math on this. This woman wants you to believe that she has been single for 5 full years, and then 2 of the latest years, so as of 2 years ago, she started dating. So she's single for 5 years. 3 years of, we're supposed to assume, I guess, that she's been celibate this entire time. And then the remaining 2 years, she's been out there dating, and she has been still unsuccessful at getting a man. That is crazy to think about. Like, when you sit there and you think to yourself, you're like, wait a minute, ain't no way in hell this woman has been celibate for 5 years. For the past 5 years of her life, she has been going over, she's been seeing Chad, she's been seeing all of these different dudes, she's been getting frustrated at the dating applications, installing them, uninstalling them. She wants you to believe, oh, after all of this crap, you have to tick her boxes. No, ma'am. No, thank you.
Over 5 years, and I just started dating about close to 2 years ago. And I don't know, I just have all these boxes that have to be checked, and it doesn't seem like I can find anybody that checks all these boxes. And these aren't outlandish boxes.
I call nonsense. I call absolute nonsense. So this woman wants you to believe she has been single for 5 years, dating for 2, and she can't find a single man who ticks any of her boxes, but they are reasonable boxes. Guys, I'm telling you, even the women who get on here and they say, listen, my standards are reasonable, I just want a man to treat me with like basic respect and, you know, plan the first date and pay for things, right? Pay for the date, look after me, whatever. There's always these invisible standards of height requirement, how much money the man earns, preferably he has a house, things like this, right? That become really important, especially the house crap when women get into their 30s, because you see, they haven't been responsible with their life at all. They'll say that they're like business moguls, guys. They're entrepreneurs. And they've got no money. They're paying rent, which is like a huge portion of what they earn. So they haven't been progressing towards a house or towards a stable life and things like this. What they do is they get to 30, or they have a kid, or they get to 30, whichever comes first. Hell, both at the same time. And then they expect the man to come along and to take care of them, right? Because he's been working hard. This guy has been working hard his entire life. He's got a sizable house deposit. He's paying his mortgage. He's studied. He's done all of the things that society has told him to do. And now women like this want to go into that man's life and then set up their life in his life. I think there was a joke in Rick and Morty about that, where women can just go in, and I think the joke was about attractive women being able to set up their life in someone else's. But honestly, so many women, even if they're not attractive, still try and do that. But let's continue. I digress here. Let's take a listen.
That checks all these boxes, and these aren't like outlandish boxes. They're pretty basic things, and the first red flag, literally a mother freaker blinks wrong, and I'm like, red flag, bye, I hate him.
There it is, right? Immediately. But you guys think that I'm joking when I say, I'll say things where I'm just trying to mention how ridiculous this is, but I'll be like, yo, some of these women, they won't date you if your one ear is too big for the other. And that's a joke, but at the same time, it kind of isn't. Because I listen to these women, and what did this woman just say? If you blink wrong, then she's going to dismiss you, and it's a red flag. Sometimes I'm joking, guys, right? And I'm being a little bit extra, as they say. Sometimes it's still true, even if I am joking, which is the sad part.
Literally a mother freaker blinks wrong, and I'm like, red flag, bye, I hate him. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe that's why I'm still single and I need to lower my standards a little bit or something. I don't know. But I refuse to bring anybody into our lives that could disrupt our peace, because yes, it is chaos at my house. I have 3 kids and they fight constantly.
I'm just feeling the peace already. Aren't you guys feeling peaceful? I'm feeling peaceful. So let me get this straight. This woman's life is an absolute mess. She has three children. That just processed for me. She has 3 children, apparently. And she has a chaotic life. She doesn't want to bring in a man. And that man has to have really high... He's got to meet all of these boxes, or else he would be disrupting the peace. But your home isn't peaceful at all. Nothing makes sense in these people's lives, guys. You know, absolutely nothing. I sit here and I can listen to them, but it still makes no sense, right?
Always screaming, yelling, fighting. It's nonstop. And it's definitely not peaceful in my house, but it's our chaos. And I don't know, I'm getting to the point to where I really do want to be in a relationship, and I do want that partner in life and that, you know, that person that can help me with things and take on things with me, and it would sure help eventually financially.
This woman has less tact than most of them do. You heard it straight from her. She needs a wallet, right? She needs a guy who's going to provide for her and take care of her and her 3 random children. Guys, I'm going to play that back. A lot of you guys think I'm joking, or I'm just being mean when I say that so many of these single mothers, hell, even just these regular women who are over the age of 30 out there dating, a lot of them are just straight up looking for a wallet. Now, let me just play that last bit back so you guys can hear that again. I'm not joking when I say this stuff.
Want that partner in life and that, you know, person that can help me with things and take on things with me, and it would sure help eventually financially.
Isn't that just stunning? So stunning, brave, independent. I just think it's very sad, because if you hear a lot of guys will be like, yeah, I want a relationship because I just want to be with someone who's nice and I want to look after them and this sort of stuff. It's a lot more selfless than these women. These women will just straight up be like, yeah, look, I need a wallet. And that's why I need a relationship. It's very, very sad, man. And this is why so many dudes are turned off completely off of relationships as well. They don't want to date women like this, straight up. But let's continue. Let's wrap up this clip, and then we can wrap up today's episode.
But I don't know. And then I'm so worried about bringing anybody around my kids because there's so many freaking weirdos in the world these days. I just don't ever know. You really think you know somebody and you don't. You know?
This is generally why you take the time to understand who it is that you're having kids with in the first place. I agree with her, guys. It's not good to bring random men around to meet your children. As far as I understand it, a lot of the very bad statistics of things that happen to children happen because of stepmothers and stepfathers and things like this. You don't want to be bringing random people around your kids. This is why it's so important, guys, for women to choose correctly. And they act like it's this really difficult task, but let me tell you, it isn't. If you took the average man, made him father of a daughter, he'd be able to pick some people real damn quickly. He'll pick the ones that won't cheat on you, who won't treat you like crap. He'll pick a good man who will actually take care of you. But for some reason, these women, they can't pick one good man. It is amazing. Honestly, it's talent at a certain point.
All the stories that we hear these days, it's just a crazy world out there. And I don't know, just dating as a single mom is definitely a challenge for sure. And not on top, or to top it off, like I said, all the chaos and drama and fighting and nonstop just war that goes on within my home with my kids. I don't know that I'm gonna find anybody that wants to deal with this. My kids they're pretty disrespectful, and
this is why having a father figure in the house is so damn important as well, is because so many single mothers, they can't do the role of nurturing the kid and then also being the disciplinarian of the kid at the same time. I see people, modern day people, will cry and complain about this and say, oh, single mothers can raise great kids and stuff like this, guys. But statistically speaking, a lot of the kids that come out of single parent households, single mother households specifically, they have a way higher likelihood of being antisocial, going to jail. A lot of the daughters end up having a higher risk of ending up on a pole, shall we say. Like, there are a lot of risks associated with trying to raise kids as a single mother because it requires two people. It requires a man and it requires a woman. Now, that's an outlandish take in today's society, but that's my opinion on the matter. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's train wreck of an episode there. As always, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. What do you think of this nonsense? Don't forget to check out Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment. So make sure you click that link, check out his channel. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves out there. And I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.